you have Harper shooting 81%.
Welcome to those joining us now on ESPNU who watch Tulane beat UTSA. It is the opener in the MEAC between Delaware State and Howard, and it is a rematch of the 2024 MEAC championship game. Thus far, 2-all game. Derek Jones and Brandon Johnson with you as the Howard Bison trying to overcome some injuries to get going here in MEAC play. It has been a tough spell for them over the last few games. Joshua Strong, who started against Yale, got hurt immediately in that contest. He's out with the concussion as they try to piece together the starting lineup from there. Hema with a jumper from just outside of the free throw line, comes up empty.
You'll see Hema take a lot of those shots, or at least that will be an open spot in that zone that the Bisons can score from.
Knocking down the long jumper is Kasim Watson. So not a three, but close enough for them.
Another two again. Kasim Watson, he has length, and he can shoot over the defenders. And you see him step up, pull up, so look for him to be ready to take those shots, Derek.
Harper will try a three, and he knocks it down. Blake Harper, an outstanding scorer, had the program's first ever triple-double earlier this season. He's got the Bison out to a 5-4 lead.
Yeah, he's the phenomenal freshman right now, but he can score at different places on the court. But here you go. You look at attacking the basket, and that is nothing but Smith. He will get to the rim with his floater runners, and right there, Bison have to do something to contain the drive.
6-5 lead for the Hornets. Gill spinning in the lane, and he walks. So Anwar Gill turns it over, and that will give the basketball back over to Delaware State.
Bison have good man movement, ball movement, inside, out game, and there's a knockdown three by Harper. Good execution. Once that ball comes inside, Derek, defense collapse, they throw it back out, so it's just long closeouts and a nice shot by Harper.
1 point advantage for Delaware State just underway from Washington, D.C. Baseline jumper misses from Martez Robinson.
Both of these teams are putting up points. They are attacking the basket, but right now we see the Bison in their half-court set. They run a lot of Princeton offense. That means you have man movement, ball movement the whole time.
Shockley Okeke knocks down the three, so Cameron Shockley Okeke drills the triple. The transfer from Columbia makes it an 8-6 game.
Again, the ball went inside, defense collapsed, right back out. But the Hornets are coming attacking. Shot didn't fall, but here you go. We got a paced game up and down right now.
Dockery tried to squeeze a pass inside, got deflected and intercepted by Robinson. Robinson got some contact from Hema, missed the shot, but a foul called against Monir Hema.
Well, you look at Robinson, he's going to attack the basket all the time. But on the other end here, the Bison are doing a real good job of getting the ball inside and getting that open shot on the outside. So we're going to see a lot of inside-out game. That is Harper right there, averaging 20 points a game, 7 rebounds. As you stated earlier, he's had a couple double-doubles this year. He's been the league rookie of the week 8 consecutive times. Derek, so he's doing a good job.
And he's well on his way to winning MEAC Rookie of the Year if he keeps up this pace, which has been torrid over the last 9 games in particular.
Yeah, just a versatile player, positionless player. We'll see him play the point. We'll see him play in the post. But more so than anything, he's learning how to use his body well and really exploit the other team's disadvantages.
8-7 lead for Howard. Jaron Johnson into the mix for Howard. Shockley Okeke with the feed inside to Dockery. Scoop layup is in.
Oh, good execution. Get the ball inside, turn face up.
And on the other end, Kasim Watson answers with a 3.
Yes.
So after going 0 for 8 against St. Joe's, they have their first three-pointer of the game here.
Yes.
Nearly 5 minutes in.
So now they're 1 of 9 over the last 2 games, but that was Kasim just knocking it down. And who's the answer? Marcus Dockery on the other end.
And he can knock them down with the best of them in the MEAC. One of the top shooters in the MEAC.
We stated earlier the guys to watch our Robinson and Smith for the Hornets, as well as Kasim Watson. And then you've got on the other end Blake and Dockery for the Bison.
3-point lead for Howard. More from DC in a moment. Season ago, but they showed that championship spirit. And how about this? From 1973 to 2022, they reached the NCAA tournament twice. They've done it now in 2 straight seasons.
Yeah, that's just up under the leadership of coach there, Kenny Blakely. He's come along doing a really good job, building a foundation for the program, taking it to higher heights. He's getting the right kids in here as far as recruitment going, and he's just doing a lot of superb jobs just with the players and the community overall.
One player we mentioned in that package, Bryce Harris, he is out with a foot injury as Jaron Johnson is able to lay it in. Harris, a key part of the team's success over the last couple of years, but he's out indefinitely with a foot injury. We had a chance to touch base with him today, and he's very hopeful about this team's prospects.
Yes, he is, Derek. He is the preseason player of the year in the MEAC, and for him to be out, I know it's hurting him, hurting the team, but here you go, Robert Smith knocking it down, and that was a 3. So right now they are 2 for 2. That is the Hornets knocking down baskets. But going back to Bryce Harris, what a leader of this team. He's been here the last 4 years, actually just doing well for Coach Kenneth Blakely and the Bison program, but they definitely miss him. But hey, now you got to come together as a group and lead as a collective team right now.
15-13 lead for Howard as that pass wide of Robert Smith. It heads out of bounds. Raymond Somerville will head into the game. Alston Andrews will take a seat for the Hornets. And look, the three-point shooting, we've talked about it already here for Delaware State. That's a big-time point for them as Marcus Dockery knocks down a triple of his own. This is a team averaging 4 threes per game. When you talk about their percentage of points coming off of 2, it's one of the highest percentages in all of the country. So this is a team that leans heavily inside of the arc.
Yes, they do. They can get downhill. That is why they can pull up and attack the basket. But here you have Dockery doing what he does, just continuing to attack the basket.
5 straight from Dockery, and that leads to a Stan Waterman timeout. It is a 20-13 lead for Howard. So the Bison using defense to get the offense going, and talking about shooting certainly on one end for Delaware State. Marcus Dockery can fill it up.
Marcus Dockery can. I mean, he's coming in doing well. Player of the week as well, coming in for the MEAC, but just he's a solid scorer. You know, transferring in from Maryland over the last couple, but he just knows how to score. He plays poised. He makes decisions. You'll see him a lot of time. Good movement and man movement in this offense, so he just knows how to score and make the right contribution on this offensive team right now as a threat.
So Dockery off to the excellent start here for the Bison. And this is a team that clearly needs the help and the leadership from their veterans, and they're getting it right now from Dockery. And both teams shooting the rock very well. The defenses have not settled in here, Brandon.
Not at all, and both teams have to pick it up on the defensive end. Both teams were really concerned about containing the drive, but right now they need to be concerned about contesting the shots, Derek. We see the Bison going to a zone. This is their matchup 2-3 zone.
Loose ball bouncing around and controlled by Jaron Johnson. Off of the miss from Manir Newton. Shockley Okeke hits another three.
Again, ball's going inside, being kicked out. We got a 10-point game just that quick.
Perkins. As this Hornets team trying to get this offense going. 12:30 left to go, half one.
Well, we see again this going into the zone by Howard. Because Kasim Watson is able to split the zone, get to the basket, and lay it in.
Shockley Okeke hits another three.
Man, the Bison are on fire right now. They are knocking down the shots in half court as well as transition. You've got to get to shooters. You've got to get back. Good execution right now by the Bison.
They are blistering from the outside. Down low and a foul as Somerville, working in the paint, got hit, and he'll go to the line for a pair. An 11-point lead for Howard. 6 of 6 to start out from deep. They have the double-figure lead.
You give eye exams.
Team lead so far for Howard. Derek Jones and Brandon Johnson with you in Washington, D.C. 6 of 6 start from three for the Howard Bison. What a start for them, Brandon.
Oh, yes. They're off to 6 of 6, as you said. You've got Shockley Okeke making threes. You've got Dockery making threes, and even the freshman Blake Harper. But how they're doing it is they're getting it done by going inside and out. And then on the other end, you have the Hornets doing the same thing. Didn't shoot well the first game coming in here before conference play, but you got Kasim Watson coming down, knocking down shots, pulling it back as we normally see them pulling up inside the three for their off-the-bounce shots. But they are knocking it down, as well as Robert Smith stepping beyond the arc to give them 2 of 3 shooting from threes.
Bison shooting hot to start so far. And Delaware State trying to hold them at bay. As the first free throw from Somerville is in. And that's one of the tricks here for Delaware State. If you don't shoot the three at a high percentage, or you don't hit a lot of them, you certainly in return can't give up a lot of them, and that's why they're down 10.
You're absolutely right. You have to be able to contest all shots. And right now, the Bison, hey, they are hot right now. And that timeout was made just in time to make some adjustments here.
Dockery is fouled behind the three-point line, and he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, tough foul out there. You never want to foul the jump shooter out there, but Dockery, he's a smart player. You know, defenders coming out there a little too late to contest that shot, but he has a quick release, ladies and gentlemen. And if you just give him any space, he can get his shot off just like that.
Dockery, one of 3 players on this roster from Washington, D.C., as he knocks down the first. A 93% free throw shooter on the season, coming off of a 17-point performance against the Yale Bulldogs. And this has been his building.
This indeed has been his building. He has been lighting it up. Like I said, he is at home. Transferred in from Maryland, but a local native Washingtonian here, and he just feels at home. And when the shots are going down, oh, you know he's feeling good.
He gets all 3. 29-16 lead for Howard.
Howard jumps back into their matchup zone. Got to see some ball movement inside of that paint by the Hornets.
Watson tries it and drops it from the left baseline.
Well, Watson said, hey, I'll show you some inside moves, but this is going to be inside that net right there, Derek. He's pulling up off the mid-range.
Watson at 23 against St. Joe's, and a loss. Gill got bumped. He was shaken up. Down low, and that shot falls down from Blake Harper. +1 for Harper as he'll go to the line.
A good pass there, just a little pocket pass on the baseline. Blake Harper, there's a nice pocket pass, but Blake Harper with the size, he's able to go up and score through contact. He is 6'7", pushing 6'8". Don't know his size right now as far as his weight, but you can see he's really strong. And as a freshman coming in, he doesn't look like a freshman to us right now, does he?
No. And in fact, when we talked to Bryce Harris earlier today about Harper, Harper's body has changed from the time he arrived here. He came from the highly touted high school program here in the DMV area, Gonzaga High School. Changed his body pretty much as soon as he got here, started working hard, and his development has been key.
It definitely has, and it's showing out there.
14-point advantage. Robinson nearly lost the handle, got it back though. 10 to shoot. Fade away from Robinson, but he was fouled.
Looked like some good defense from here, but they might have gotten him with the body. But that was a good defensive possession right there until that last foul or that last second. But you see Howard is really switching it up. When you have zone and go back to man, that's an element of surprise. Both teams have sort of done it, but Howard is doing it a little bit more. And right now it's causing a little havoc for the Hornets with their game decision or their ball decision in reference to shooting, passing, driving. So good effort right out there by the Bison defensively.
Martez Robinson, what an improvement he's been for this offense of the Hornets, especially over the last few seasons. His scoring has increased year after year, and now it's led to him being one of the more dynamic scorers so far in the MEAC as he cuts the deficit to 12 at 32-20.
Both teams are picking up full court at times.
Gill stops, able to kick it out to Johnson, and that ball was loose for a split second, but a foul. It'll be charged to Corey Perkins. It'll be team foul number 5 against the Hornets.
Gill got away with a little travel there, trying to penetrate and throw it back out. Fortunate there. But here you go now, out of bounds underplay for the Bison, and they score off of just an X. The posts X each other from elbow to block, and that was too easy.
So 2 more for Blake Harper. It's a 34-20 advantage for Howard. Perkins, straight on 3, draws air. So the air ball will give it back to Howard, up by 14.
The air ball there.
Tomorrow, after our top 20 women's basketball doubleheader on ESPN, we'll have an AAC men's matchup between the top teams in the conference. PJ Haggerty and number 21 Memphis host the 10-3 North Texas Mean Green. Coverage tips off at 5 Eastern, 4 Central in the Lone Star State. Penny Hardaway has his team rolling along here, ranked in the top 25, as they look to continue play in successful fashion in the American coming up against North Texas.
They just had a good quad 1 win against an SEC team last week. That was Ole Miss. So they're playing really well.
Down low. Taihu unable to connect on the hook shot. Robinson on the move, and he gets fouled.
Robinson is just attacking the basket in transition. We saw Taihu miss that shot and was trying to get back, but Robinson just pushing the pace, getting all the way to the lane before the defense can get set up, and now he's at the line to shoot 2.
So Ayodele Taihu picking up the foul against Robinson. That will send him to the line.
Martez Robinson, he is shooting 83% from the free throw line, and he is a graduate player. He's been at Delaware State for the last 5 years, ladies and gentlemen. He's got that extra COVID year there, which has been an exceptional advantage for the Hornets. His leadership, his scoring ability, and just his overall maturity.
And for Coach Waterman, he's trying to lead this team up the ladder in the MEAC. Back in 21-22, they went 0-14 in the MEAC. Got to 6-8 through the 14-game campaign last year. Reached the conference championship game and look to continue the ascent uphill. But Blake Harper says, not so fast with a corner three.
Oh, that was good execution. We had the Hornets come out in a full court press. They're 1-2-2, but the Bison was able to read it. Again, they got the ball inside and it went out to the corner off of a reversal passes and scored.
Smith misses the three. The rebound taken by Howard and Gill. Down low, Shockley Okeke underneath the rim with the easy two.
Oh, that was just Gill making the right decision, coming down in transition. The Hornets have to take their time and get settled here. Again, you see Bison going back into his zone, so they keep switching it up. That element of surprise is really affecting the Bisons, but I don't think Watson says it's not affecting me.
Watson is looking to shoot quickly. And he cuts it to a 13-point game and a steal. Smith in the lane, gets it to go.
Oh, that was good car, what we call car, Derek. That was good concentration, anticipation, and reaction to the ball. He anticipated that pass, got out there in the passing lane, was able to get down and score and convert.
The Howard lead down to 11. Gill. The kick out to Shockley Okeke. This time misses a three. Taihu with the rebound. Gill spins off with the left hand missing. Got it back, puts it up and in. Plus the foul for Anwar Gill.
Good. Taking his time, probing, getting into the lane, being physical and strong, and able to finish. Now he's at the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Anwar Gill and the Bison working hard in the paint, up 13. Here in Washington, it's a 41-28 lead for Howard over Delaware State. And so far, the shooting has really been the story of the first half here for Howard.
Howard has been shooting exceptionally well from the three-point line, and they're just making the right decisions. They're getting the ball inside as well as out, against the zone, against man. Now you have Gill at the line for the old-fashioned three-pointer. He makes it. They're just playing good right now. Being down with injuries, they're coming together collectively as a whole, and that ball is being distributed amongst that team.
Howard is shooting a scintillating 74% from the field. Not bad.
Not bad. That's darn good right there. I mean, that's darn great. Excuse me.
The miss by Kareem Watson. Nice look from Jaron Johnson inside, but Miles Stewart couldn't finish it off. Stewart into the game for the first time. Robinson thought about shooting, now he'll try it. Rainmaker three, clangs off the rim, a Harper rebound.
Again, what you want to see the Hornets right now, they've got to take good shots. Take their time to get some ball reversal, get that defense to shift.
And Harper threw it away. Stewart could not come up with the catch. In transition, turnaround shot, no good. From Watson, the battle down low, kept alive to Smith. Smith, wild scoop layup, it's banked in.
Robert Smith just attacking the basket on that offensive rebound, extending that left out there. With the Bison do a good job of good man movement, run a little bit of Princeton offense. When I say Princeton offense, meaning that anytime a dribble from up high is going to dribble at a wing or at a guy, you'll see somebody go back door.
Gill with the spin off, working inside, couldn't collect, and the loose ball collected by Corey Perkins.
Again, I like to see the Hornets get some ball reversal, get that defense to shift. They're just staying on one side, going up for the shot. It's not good shots. That's not a quality shot. The defense is right there. They're still stationary. You got to get that defense to move, and that's they're not doing that right now, Derek.
Harper leaning in and for Blake Harper.
Well, the phenomenal freshman. I said he's a positionless player. He's also versatile. He just comes down. He's got size. He's got strength. At the same time, he's got length. And that length is able to get over the defender for a three-point play. Now he's at the line to try to convert.
Heading into this game, he was the team's leading scorer, leads them in rebounds, leads them in minutes played. It's a lot for a freshman.
Well, you know, at one point he was even leading the team in, of course, assists and steals. So that is a sensational freshman right there. But let's go back to the Hornets here. It's a little confusing because Bison keeps switching up their defense, but you got to get that ball from one side to the other. Get that defense to shift. It's still on one side.
Smith trying to cook, and he does.
Well, Smith plays it right. He's able to pull up.
Harper on the attack on the other end, and he is fouled.
This is just Smith with the step back here. He's playing the defender. He's got a good read, good feel. He is a scorer. Plays well off the ball screen right there. It was just a defender sagging back. He gave him the room. That is what we call basketball IQ. He understood that the guy is not coming out. He's stepping behind. It might have been a little bit of drop coverage, meaning he's stepping back, trying to defend that screen, but he's able to pull up and knock it down.
Smith has 11 already for the Hornets. As Harper, the 8-time MEAC Rookie of the Week. And that's the key. That's how many times the award has been given out by the league this year. He's 8 for 8.
All 8. Yes, indeed. We saw the Bison go into a 2-2-1 press. Now they drop back into their matchup zone.
And a jumper knocked down by Robinson. So the long two cuts it to a 13-point game at 47-34.
Those are some tough shots out there that the Hornets are making.
Dockery from the elbow pours in two.
I just like Dockery's game. I mean, I like several of these guys' game on both ends, but that right there was just nice and smooth. That was a rhythm pull-up shot off the bounce. Good shot out there, Dockery.
Robinson on the drive. Tough finish and one for Monetize Robinson. Tough shot maker, BJ. Monetize Robinson.
Yes, we will hear Robinson's name called quite a bit because he is a scorer.
And it all begins with the Fighting Irish taking on the Nittany Lions.
Yes, classic indeed. You have two Big Ten teams up in there with Ohio State and Penn State. But the Fighting Irish are the, still independent program out there. And then the Texas team just moved to the SEC. So true powerhouses.
Outstanding football on the way for the college football playoff. 49-37 lead. Derek Jones and Brandon Johnson with you tonight from Byrd Gymnasium in Washington, D.C. And the MEAC opener for Howard and Delaware State, a travel called against Anwar Gill.
That was an unforced turnover, but that's what the Hornets need. They need some stops to dig back into this game. They're only down by 12. You see their prolific scoring, and that is the three that we highlighted earlier. That was Robinson, Smith, and Watson.
Robinson tries it from deep into the hands of Marcus Dockery.
Good hard hedge out there, keeping Dockery to the right side of the court by the Hornets.
Harper, who has 18, Euro off the window.
Oh, that was nice. That was nice. I mean, that was nice. He had him juked on that one, Derek.
Smith got stripped, and it is knocked out of bounds off of Howard. It'll stick with the Hornets. He does not play like a freshman.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. But we're seeing these guys score out here. Like I said, we highlighted the 3 prolific scores. There's Watson knocking it down out of the out-of-bounds under. So, ladies and gentlemen at home, you're going to see 5 of the top 9 MEAC scores do their thing tonight on this opening day of conference play.
Prolific scores in this game so far, more so on the side of Howard, who has the 51-40 lead. Hopping into the lane and getting blocked is Robinson. Back over to the Hornets with just under 2.5 minutes left to go. The defense for Delaware State has been under duress constantly in this first half, as Watson will pull. Can't get it to go. Smith with the offensive rebound, throws it up, misses. The follow is no good. And then the tie-up by Austin Andrews after he had a point-blank opportunity to cut down the deficit. Instead, it's a foul.
That was frustration right there, Derek. He grabbed him like it was a bear hug. I mean, he didn't knock that shot down at the basket when he was right there, so he was a little bit frustrated with himself. That's Andrews. You see Coach Waterman over there talking to him. Hey, man, we don't need that. But, hey, he'll come back in and gather himself, which Coach just did for him. 2:19 to play, so they'll pick it up. But right now, defense, they have got to pick up some defense. That's the Hornets. They've given up 51 points in the first half, and we still got 2 minutes to go.
And they are giving up 70% shooting to Howard in the first half as Harper heads out. Shockley Okeke, who is one of the 3 double-digit scorers for this Howard team in the first half, adds another. He's up to 13. That's the lead for Howard, 53-40, with 2:15 and ticking remaining.
Bison back in their zone.
Good contest down low, but Andrews is right there to clean it up.
Well, that was Coach Waterman. He called Andrews over after he made that simple foul. A drive there. He was able to get the offensive rebound and this time convert and make up for the mistake he made earlier.
Shockley Okeke with a crossover, the feed to Gill. Gill will try to light it up from deep. Can't. And the rebound is grabbed by Robert Smith. James can't connect from deep. The run out for Dockery. Gill trying to fill the lane and a turnover. Ahead to Watson. His Euro misses the layup. Right there is Smith. He gets blocked at the rim. Kept alive, though, by the Hornets.
Got 17 seconds on the clock. Shot clock. Let's see what happens here for the Hornets against this zone, this 2-3 matchup zone.
Robinson knocks down the long 2 in front of the Howard bench.
Robinson, Smith, Watson. That's what we'll hear. It'll be Watson, Smith, Robinson. Or it'll be Smith, Watson, Robinson. Those guys are scoring. No matter how you say it, they're knocking it down for the Hornets.
Howard calls a timeout. Up by 9. We'll step out as well. More from D.C. in a moment.
Here you leave to
MEAC preseason poll finds Howard as the preseason pick to win the league. Norfolk State, who is amongst the top teams normally in the MEAC, at 2. Meanwhile, Delaware State expected to finish in a 5th place tie along with South Carolina State.
The MEAC is tough. You have some good coaching in this conference. They're just bringing it right now.
Dockery has the 3 lip off the rim, and the rebound taken by the Hornets and Smith. And now Stan Waterman and the Hornets will huddle up to talk things out. With 35.2 left to go in the first half. But getting back to the poll for a second, you take a look at what happened in the MEAC tournament last year. That was not a matchup of 1 versus 2 in the championship game. Norfolk State won the league in the regular season, got clipped in the semifinal by Howard, and eventually it leads to a Howard-Delaware State final. So this is a very competitive league.
Yeah, you just talked about Norfolk. You have Coach Robert Jones there at Norfolk, who's been numerous times Coach of the Year in the MEAC. You had Kenny Blakely, one-time coach. So you got guys doing well in this conference. Again, you have Lavelle Moulton down in North Carolina Central, Kevin Brodus over at Morgan. All those guys have at least been Coach of the Year in the MEAC, and they're just bringing it right now. They're bringing it with their coaching as well as their execution and development of players out there.
You saw some of the results earlier on today in MEAC play as that ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Delaware State. Coppin State getting the 2-point win over North Carolina Central. An easy win today. Meanwhile, for Norfolk State.
Howard goes to their matchup zone here.
Smith with a crossover to make it a 6-point game. So credit the Hornets here for fighting back. They were in a big hole earlier on in this game, down by as many as 15. Gill hops in and scores. Down to 1 second left. The runner is no good by James, and that closes out half one. 55-47 lead for Howard, courtesy of some strong shooting, including from Blake Harper.
The freshman is doing well this evening, but on the other hand, so are the upperclassmen. You have scorers out there, Derek, and they are just living up to their name. Both sides. Defense is going to be the thing coming in the second half, I guarantee you.
Fun first half of hoops from Washington. We'll throw things to the studio. Howard up by 8. It's Delaware State 55-47. We'll have highlights and first half stats coming up for you in just a moment. But big news in the MEAC on the football side. Michael Vick named the head coach of Norfolk State, the 4-time Pro Bowl quarterback, trying to get things going in Norfolk. Then Deshaun Jackson named head coach of Delaware State football. What an outstanding time for MEAC football. We'll have more from D.C. in a moment. Back in Washington, D.C., Howard leads Delaware State 55-47. Second half action on the way in just a moment. Hello, everybody. Derek Jones and Brandon Johnson with you from Bird Gymnasium. And Brandon, in that first half, Blake Harper was excellent. 20 points for him.
Yes, he's the sensational freshman we've been talking about. He's getting it done inside and out. Positionless player, shooting the three, getting to the basket, as well as getting to the line where he's perfect.
A highlight plus package from Blake Harper. Outstanding shooting, but on the other side, you had the outstanding play of Kasim Watson.
Another prolific scorer with size. We see Kasim Watson just knocking it down left-handed. These two guys are left-handed on the opposing teams, but they are knocking it down at their sweet spots throughout the court.
The shooting in the first half was excellent for both teams for much of the first half. Delaware State tailed off, shooting 46% in the first half. Howard 67%, with a three-point shooting for Howard exceptional.
The three-point shooting is 70%. They're just getting good shots, and their ball movement, movement is allowing them to get those shots off of energy. On the other hand, we see the Hornets, they're not shooting bad, but we see basically their three scorers doing it by themselves.
Delaware State took pretty good care of the basketball in the first half. Just 3 turnovers to Howard's 8. And they have, to their credit, despite the fact they were down by as many as 15 points, they have found their way back into this contest.
8 points. Again, you said they were down by 15. At one point, they got it to 5, but just, it's their defense. Their defense. They're in the passing lane. This is Delaware State. They are getting steals, and they've got to continue to get steals out there and get some stops to turn this game around for them.
Half 2 underway from Bird Gymnasium. Right off the bat, it's Blake Harper and a dunk. easy access to the rim. He's up to 22.
Howard comes out and they execute just right on point. Then you come down on the other end and you've got Robert Smith pulling up for the jumper off the bounce. We've got to see some defense, guys. You went into halftime scoring, but you got to come out and play some defense here to get some stops to turn this game around.
8-point game again. Howard has been in control for most of this contest. Dockery working against Smith. Turnaround shot up. That's no good. The rebound controlled by Andrew. A couple of players behind for Howard. Newton inside, off the glass and in.
Well, that's the first time we've seen somebody score outside of the three prolific scorers for the Hornets. That was Newton getting downhill and finishing strong at the basket in transition.
Shockley Okeke coughs it up. And now the Hornets can draw closer. Andrews inside. Hill to the rim, left it a little short.
Good defensive stop there by the Hornets. They needed that. That's Delaware State. When you in transition, you got to attack hard.
Smith, catch and shoot three. Loose and controlled by Harper. Harper going to work, and his pass gets intercepted in the lane. A sloppy start to half two. Off the miss by Robinson, a rebound to the Bison.
We've seen this game go back and forth, up and down.
Dockery misses a three. Harper is down. He's slow to get up. In the lane, Robinson and one. Martez Robinson can make this a three-point game if he's able to knock down the free throw. Three-point play opportunity on the way.
That was just nice. Transition basketball right here. Just a nice crossover. Gets inside. Initiates the contact. He knows it's coming. Absorbs the contact. And he's able to finish through that contact. Now he's at the line to make a three-point play. Martez Robinson, as we stated earlier, he's the native out of Baltimore, Maryland. Just right up the way, as they'll say.
Well, he wants to make sure he shows well in front of this audience. Not far from his hometown.
He said he'd have about 12 of his family members come down to watch him play, so I know he's got some energy in the building.
Harper double team, lost the ball. Ahead to Watson, but that ball deflected by Jaron Johnson. And that prevented perhaps an easy layup.
This is just a three-point game. Both teams going into the halftime were shooting exceptionally well offensively, but we need some defensive stops.
Watson knocks down the jumper.
1-point game. It was 1 point, a 15-point game, but here right now, Delaware State, they have the momentum going as they attack the basket, find the open man, get the shots off. Now they're getting closer to taking that lead.
What was once a 15-point game is now a 1-point lead for Howard. 1-point lead for Howard over Delaware State. And how about Martez Robinson, BJ, helping to lead the charge back?
Yes, he is that senior coming in, doing it, just attacking the basket, being physical and strong, absorbing contact and finishing, getting to the line for the old-fashioned three-pointer. And then you have Watson just knocking it down off the bounce, pulling up with his length, shooting over the defender. We've got a game here.
The feel and the vibe in the building has changed tremendously. It seemed like for a long time in that first half that Howard wasn't going to miss shots, but we talked about this in the open. This game features many of the top 10 scorers in the MEAC, and they've all shown up to play here tonight.
Yes, they have. Those 5 scores are leading their teams. Actually, 3 of each, or 3 of Delaware State and 2 of Howard, but they are just living up to their name right now.
9-0 run for Delaware State to get this to a 1-point lead. Shockley Okeke has the 3, trickle in. Some home cooking on the rim for Cameron Shockley Okeke.
Cameron Shockley Okeke has been the X factor on this Bison team right now with his scoring.
Manir Newton can't finish it up inside. Off to Howard. Gill. The kick to Shockley Okeke. 3 ball up. No good. The rebound grabbed by Johnson, and he'll go to the line.
Okeke just being able to spot up, knock down the shot, gets the fortunate or fortuitous bounce there, and here you go. The Bison are scoring.
Johnson's able to get the first. Shockley Okeke transferring from Columbia, and he's definitely more of an offensive factor here at Howard. And look, one of the things that Kenneth Blakeney has been able to do with this Howard program, because of his coaching experience, he's been able to grab players from the Ivy League, some of the transfers who have had extra years, and they've helped out the program immensely. Johnson, one of them, as he's a transfer from Dartmouth. And now Harper on the move to the rim. Harper hangs in the air and scores, plus the foul. Blake Harper, his sensational night continues.
Just taking it strong in transition, able to use the body as well as that length and just convert long and strong.
Washington, D.C.'s finest, having himself a night. Howard is up by 8, in part thanks to the outstanding freshman play of Blake Harper. Watch him finish through contact. BJ, he has been a force here in this game.
Yeah, he is just getting to the basket really strong, absorbing the contact, as you said, being able to finish with just that length. It's just uncontestable, and now he's at the line where he's been all night to convert to keep his team ahead.
That's what you call efficiency. 8 of 9 shooting from the field. He has not missed from 3. He has not missed from the line. And this is the MEAC opener, and there's a long way to go in the league, but you definitely get the sense he's going to have an impact on perhaps Howard making another deep run into the MEAC.
Most definitely, and that's why, ladies and gentlemen at home, you can see and understand why he has been the rookie of the week 8 consecutive times of the whole season.
As he's able to knock down the free throw, the lead is at 9. It was 57-56 Howard just moments ago, but Howard has answered with 8 straight.
Howard comes back out in their matchup zone. At first it was a full court press, but here you go. When you have a zone, you don't have a man, you have an area.
Gill lost the ball. Kasim Watson able to get it ahead to Robinson, and he is fouled.
Good transition break there, primary break. Robinson is just taking it to the hoop, going strong, gets the steal here. He knows there's going to be contact, but he's not going to avoid it. He just goes up strong. Now he's at the line to shoot 2. An interesting point here. Robinson for the Delaware State Hornets, out of the 5 leading scorers we talked about out here in this court, prolific scorers, he's the only one that's right-handed. The other guys, the other 4 guys are southpaws.
I love it. I'm a lefty. Any support to left-handers, I approve. Harper will try a 3. Missed it. The rebound grabbed by Gill. Dockery tees it up. Misses that one. Shockley Okeke battling. Bodies flying everywhere. And a loose ball foul coming up. It will be against Cameron Shockley Okeke of Howard.
Gotta love the effort A couple offensive rebounds there for the Bison, but that's a 50-50 ball once that ball is out there. And actually, you see Shaka Okeke taking out a player, but that's just being aggressive, trying to get to that ball.
He collided with Jaron Johnson, who's trying to shake the cobwebs loose. This is a Howard team that has to avoid injury. They're already missing 3 players, 2 to concussion issues, and of course Bryce Harris, who's out with a foot injury. As Robinson comes up empty on the jumper, gets it back, and is fouled on the follow attempt. Good hard work there by Martez Robinson.
Just following his shot there for the offensive rebound. Going into the half, both teams were tied 15-15 rebounds apiece, but the big difference of those 15 was Delaware State Hornets. They had 8 offensive rebounds. 8 offensive rebounds. That was exceptional. So you can see them utilizing their athleticism to get to the rim, to get to the basket, as well as position himself for offensive rebounding.
Tomorrow, after our top 20 women's basketball doubleheader on ESPN, we'll have an AAC men's matchup between the top teams in the conference. PJ Haggerty and number 21 Memphis host the 10-3 North Texas Mean Green. Coverage tips off at 5 Eastern, 4 Central in the Lone Star State. Feed down low to Harper. He finishes it off.
Good execution there by the Bison. Delaware State came out with that full court press after the free throw, and the Bison were able to push that ball up, make the right passes, and find the open guy cutting, which was Harper.
How about Robert Smith going right back to it on the other end to get it back down to a 5-point game. Smith up to 18 points tonight. Meanwhile, Harper has 27. He already has a couple of 30-point games in the bank, and he nearly turns that one over, and he does. Backcourt violation against Howard.
Good defense there by the Hornets. They are really pressuring the ball out there on the perimeter, and they're scrapping. They're getting into the gaps, trying to get into the lanes, forcing the turnover there. Now they're going to come down, and you know they're going to attack the basket, even against the zone. So there's Coach Waterman there, waiting for his team to execute a play here. They go into a little dribble weave action.
Inside, the drive by Smith. What a tough finish at the rack by Robert Smith.
Robert Smith, and he's just doing it. He is getting downhill, ladies and gentlemen, at will.
Dockery. Cut off along the baseline. Gill nearly lost the ball. Inside, Stewart battling down low, and he's able to get the whistle. Everything a little bit more difficult for Howard in the paint.
This is just Smith taking it to the hole. He's getting downhill at will, as I stated. Going through 2 defenders right there at the basket, but he had to pass Gill up front, so he's just explosive and quick, and he's strong with his finishes, Derek.
This game is far cry from what Robert Smith did against St. Joe's. He had 3 points, and he was 1 of 11 from the field. He's in a different universe tonight.
He is making his presence felt and known here in Bird Gymnasium.
The lead is at 5 for Howard. It's the MEAC opener for Howard and Delaware State. The rematch of the 24 MEAC championship game. Smith launches, and a foul. We'll see if they call it on the floor. It'll be charged to Marcus Dockery, and that's number 1 on Dockery, team foul number 5. That will send Smith to the free throw line.
Smith will be at the line for the Hornets.
Smith is scoring left and right at will, getting downhill. But this is a big, interesting thing. He can score. You know, he's shooting 39% from the field, but he's not a great free throw shooter. He's only shooting 46% from the free throw line. for a score, that is a little different, being that he can score prolific like that.
And it's unusual for a guard to struggle like that from the free throw line.
Indeed it is.
When you're putting up those kind of numbers, though, over the last 8 games, you can figure out ways to make up for it. He's made it a 3-point game, 69-66. Gill is fouled by Robinson, and he can't believe it.
Well, I got to tell you this. I like the scrappiness of Delaware State. You see them every time they go to a free throw. They come out of that free throw, and they are in a press. But you got good spacing out here with the Bison, and they're just making the right pass, getting the ball down and flat, and there's just a defensive foul right there. Now they have the half-court set to score.
Gill on the attack. Double team down low, and he traveled. The Hornets defense has turned up the heat here in the second half. What do you think's been the difference here, BJ, for this Hornets defense?
They're containing the drive a lot better, and they're contesting passes as well as the drive, if that makes sense.
Robinson misses the 3. The follow is in from Amir Newton. 1-point game again.
Yeah, not sure if Coach Blakeney's going to call a timeout here.
Johnson finds Gill. Gill to the rim. His layup is no good, but Miles Stewart is right there with the follow.
Needed basket by the Bison to break that defensive full-court press.
The 3 is in, but a whistle beforehand. It is a foul against Delaware State. A bad break for Delaware State. Instead of a game-tying 3, Howard is still up by 3. 71-68 lead for Howard over Delaware State. It would have been a tied game, but a foul here picked up on an illegal screen by Austin Andrews.
That's number 1, Austin Andrews, right there in the black. He actually screened the other number 1, which was Gill, as he was coming over to try to contest that. Looked like it was a blocking foul, like he was an offensive lineman going out there to make that block. It's got to be stationary, so that was the obvious and the right call to make by the officials who were right on top of it.
Instead of the 3, it's the 4th foul for Andrews as he heads to the bench with 11:57 left to go, and Howard up by 3. Derek Jones and Brandon Johnson with you tonight from Washington, D.C., the MEAC opener for Howard and Delaware State. First day of MEAC play around the league.
This second half and throughout the game, Howard has 13 turnovers. We've seen Delaware State pick up their defense, causing havoc right now, which has helped them get back in this game.
Johnson trying to lean in and get some contact there with Newton, and it worked. So he's headed to the free throw line.
Johnson gets inside the paint there, and he's just trying to body, get off the shot. In all actuality, I thought that was good defense there, Derek, by Newton. He stayed his ground. He was just physical and strong.
Johnson knocks down the first. Johnson and Harper are not hard to find on this floor. You can locate them by those bright pink kicks they have on.
They're mighty bright.
5-point lead for Howard after the pair of free throws from the Dartmouth transfer. Howard a perfect 19 of 19 from the free throw line as Newton slips inside for 2.
Well, that was good execution there. That's the first time we saw Delaware State against the zone get the ball inside. They got it on the baseline, and they were able to get a cutter going inside.
trickery. Now Harper, step back, Jay, count it.
That was really nice, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he just did the jab, step there, pulled back. Nice rhythm shot. He's feeling it, and it just swish and sweep there.
Blake Harper up to 30. But how about Monetize Robinson on the other end? He answers right back with a 3 to get the deficit down to 3 again. Gill, pressure. Finds Shockley Okeke, turns and shoots for 3, misses. Out of bounds, back to Howard.
Here you go in the corner. Good passing there by Bison to Blake. Look at the jab step here. Gets the defender to step back. There's the separation. He pulls up. Now you come back down on the other end, and it's just Robinson wide open. What you can do, I can do just as well.
The entry pass to Harper gets stolen. The 3 is up. It's no good, but Robinson was knocked to the floor. And now he'll have a chance to tie this game up with 3 free throws.
That's his third, team 6.
Robinson is a scorer. He's got a quick release. Blake didn't get him with the hand or the arm. It looks like he got him with his leg. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a true foul. You don't have to get him with the arm or the hand. When that shooter goes up, he has a cylinder. All right, he is an airborne shooter. He's allowed to come right back down without being disrupted from that flow. So evidently, Harper got his leg in that cylinder, and that was the right call to make. That's why he's at the line now shooting 3.
One more, and he can tie this game up. This game has only been tied twice thus far. Make it 3 times. Tie game at 76.
This is a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first game of conference play in the MEAC, and these guys have come to play. Both the Delaware State Hornets and the Howard Bison.
Howard led by as much as 15. That lead has evaporated. Gill. Down low to Johnson, who's open. He gets stuffed by Newton, and a call of goaltending is made. So Johnson able to get the 2.
You know what? It looked like Johnson is going up, but Newton, looks like he might have got him. Let's look at this again. Newton is quick and explosive. Oh, that's a good block. That is a good block.
Now,
bad call, but a great block.
Now, in a lot of cases when those plays take place, you'll see them call goaltending so they can at least take a look at it and go to the monitor to review it, and it looks like they have called it a goaltend.
Well, I guess from the angle that we saw a little earlier, evidently it must have hit the glass. So if it hits the glass first before the defender gets there, then again that is goaltending. So from the angle that we had, it looked like he was getting it before it hit the glass. But Derek, again, once that ball hits the glass, the defender can't touch it, neither the offensive player over the cylinder.
So Manir Newton called for goaltending to give Howard a 2-point lead at 78-76. Perkins inside. Back out to Smith. Smith past Johnson, and a foul. And the fouls mounting up here on both sides. That will be against Blake Harper, and that's huge because that is Blake Harper's 4th foul.
That is a crucial foul. Blake is about to come out the game. Coach Blakeney is subbing for him. But what you're seeing out here with the Delaware State Hornets, you notice they're not attacking the ball or attacking the rim off any ball screens. This is just Robinson and Smith getting downhill. Coach Blakeney talked about earlier containing the drive. But Delaware State, they've got some seniors out here, 6 on the court or 6 out there on the team, 2 juniors, 3 sophomores and 4 freshmen. So they've got a solid foundation with an experienced team here, and it's showing.
Stan Waterman in his 4th year with Delaware State after 29 seasons at Sanford in Hockessin, Delaware. He's trying to get this team into winning position in the MEAC, and an offensive foul is called against Taiwo. And that's number 2 on Taiwo, as Robinson a little bit slow to his feet. Stuck that leg out. Smith. And that ball deflected out of bounds. It will go over to Howard.
Good execution, just a bad pass there. That time we saw a ball screen used for Smith. Came off, tried to get the nice bounce pass to the rolling guy, but was a little bit behind him, and turnover there.
Just over 9 minutes left to go. Tie game at 78. Johnson. Now Dockery. Dealing with 3 defenders. Shockley Okeke for 3. No good. Perkins with a loose ball.
Good defensive possession there by the Hornets. They're really scrapped, left open a wide open man. They got fortunate there.
Robinson and a walk. A little bit too showy there from Robinson, according to the officials, with the extra step.
These guys are attacking the basket, Robinson and Smith. What they've got to do now is look for some throwbacks or perhaps some baseline passes as they get to the hole. They're not going to always get to the basket, but they got to find their open teammates to distribute that ball as well.
15 turnovers committed by Howard. 8 so far for the Hornets. Taiwo showing the moves, but can't collect in the lane.
It was the right pass. Taiwo, you want to see him get closer to the basket with those finishes, use his body, use his length, and go up through contact to score.
Perkins guarded by Johnson. Outside, Smith 3, no good. Rebounded by Johnson. Gill. The kick outside, Shockley Okeke 3 is money.
Good shot there by Shockley Okeke, but that all came from Gill getting into the paint. Again, once you get that ball inside the paint, the defense collapsed. He's able to kick out, long closeouts, nobody's there, and he just knocks it down for 3.
Cameron Shockley Okeke with 19. 3-point lead for Howard. Delaware State 81-78 with 7:30 left to go, and Cameron Shockley Okeke the reason why Howard is up by 3. He's up to 19 now, BJ.
He's just getting some good shots, some good open looks, and that's all coming through the offense. You see, there's not a guy in sight right there. He's able to get shots off with his length when someone is coming out to defend him. But just ball movement, man movement in this offense allows him to get those shots where he's now with 19 points, 5 of 9 from the 3-point line. He's got a good game right now for the Bison.
He's just 2 off of his season high in scoring.
Yeah, just going back to Shockley Okeke, 64% of his shots are threes within the offense.
And the jumper from just inside the 3-point line is good by Kasim Watson to cut it back down to a 1-point game, 81-80.
That's the first time we've heard from Kasim Watson, I believe, this second half. I mean, he started off really good the first half, just slow out the second half.
Shockley Okeke dials long distance again.
Again, shooting 64% of his shots are from the 3, but he's shooting 46% from beyond the arc overall for the season.
His 6th 3 of the night. has made it a 4-point game. Smith answers on the other end.
Smith comes right back at you. We're seeing good offense. Ladies and gentlemen, we talked about earlier in the game, you have 5 of the top leading scorers in the MEAC on this court tonight, and they are living up to who they are.
There are no no-shows here this evening. Tyree!
Good pick and roll there. Able to find Tyree there, attacking the basket. That time he did what he was supposed to do, use his length and strength to get to the basket for a finish.
Watson has a shot, end up deflecting outside. Off the Smith miss. Howard trying to slow this down. Up by 3, 86-83 with 5:51 left to go. Howard has 1 timeout left. 2 for Delaware State. Taihu with a drop off for Johnson. 4 to shoot. Down to 2. Down to 1. And that's a shot clock violation.
Well, that was unfortunate there because they missed Taiwu twice in that execution there. Off the screen, could have got him inside, but Taiwu's feeling it. You got to go back to him. Here it is on the pick and roll. He's wide open. Comes through forcefully with the monstrous dunk. Strong. They need him to do more of that. Again, they missed him the second time around, trying to get it into him. Got to look at him and allow him to get to the basket and perhaps at the free throw line if he's fouled.
He's seeing some extended time here because Blake Harper is out with 4 fouls. Robinson's jumper is in.
That's just Montez Robinson just understanding what's out there. Doesn't need a ball screen to shoot off of or to drive off of.
Taihu looking. Nearly stolen. Dockery will try it and get it. Marcus Dockery extending the lead to 3, 88-85.
This is a game. 3-point lead. They're going back and forth. Again, it's going to come down to some defensive stops.
Both head coaches wondering when those stops will arrive. They have not been plentiful as of late. 10 to shoot. Smith inside, lost it. Newton lost the handle, out of bounds. And Howard will get it back.
Newton is really upset with himself because that ball was right in his hands. They needed that ball. They've been really valuing the ball for the most part. That is the Delaware State Hornets, and they've been converting.
Howard has beaten Delaware State 7 straight times, trying to make it an 8th. Gill, no good on the 3. Now the Hornets with an opportunity to tie it with a triple.
Howard in their man-to-man. We got 15 seconds on the shot clock. See how they defend this ball screen. They go up under the screen.
Robinson no good. Shockley Okeke with the rebound as Johnson goes to work.
Again, we got good ball reversal, good ball movement, man movement with the Bison.
Dockery lines it up. No good on the 3, and the loose ball taken by Robinson and the Hornets.
That was a good shot. Came off the screen, nobody was there. That was a shot to knock down. It just didn't fall. But again, Delaware State Hornets, they are scrapping. Just down by 3.
Robinson inside to Newton. Newton's layup is good.
Oh, that's what I talked about earlier. Robinson and Smith, they've got to find their open guys. We know that they can score, but a lot of pressure is being driven towards them or coming at them. They've got to find the open guy, which they did right there with Newton.
1-point game. Dockery cut off. Tried to swing a pass along the baseline. Shockley Okeke for 3. Got it.
Oh, my goodness. Just stepping back, knocking it down. Baseline drive. Ball was fumbled. but able to find the open man in the corner. And Shockley Okeke, nobody out there. He is knocking it down.
7 threes for Shockley Okeke as Taiwu comes up with a rebound. So Taiwu able to get the rebound, and now a 3-point lead here for Howard as they try to build it to a 2-possession game.
Howard with their UCLA cut. They're going back to their same offense. Finishes up with a stagger screen on the side. Oh, my goodness.
The look inside to Dockery, the layup, and what a feed from Ayodele Taiwu to Marcus Dockery. Timeout on the floor with 1:36 left to go. A 5-point lead for Howard. With 1:36 left to go, Howard has used their final timeout. Delaware State with 2. Bonus situation each way. Delaware State has committed 6 fouls.
This is a good read right here. The Bison have been running this play the whole second half. And what has happened is Delaware State has been switching on this staggered screen. And Shockley was just able to slip it, and it was a great recognition and pass by Taiwu to get it to the open man.
Watson with 10. Now 7 for Robinson. Down to 5. Robinson to the rack, gets blocked by Gill, but a foul coming up as Anwar Gill trying to help. And the whistle does not go his way.
Just attacking the basket here is Robinson, but from behind was Gill who got the block. But was that foul called on the body on Shockley Okeke?
Well, the foul is Robinson at the line here. He's able to knock down the first. The foul was charged to Gill officially. That's his second. By the way, Blake Harper is back in the game with 4 fouls. For Gill, his second.
Tough call there, tough break. But the offensive player, Robinson, is going to do what he has to do, and that's attack the basket.
A misfire from the line. The lead at 4. 92-88. That pass out of bounds. Back over to Howard.
20 seconds on the shot clock here with 58 seconds left in the game. Howard has done a good job. Is this ball? Oh, this is a foul. Called a foul here. So that puts, what is that, Johnson at the line?
Johnson is at the line here after the foul charge to Martez Robinson.
He's got his hand up on him. He's trying to get the reach. He actually got the ball from behind. Unfortunate call for Delaware State, because that was a good deflection there. Not necessarily a foul. But Johnson goes to the line and he makes 2.
94-88, 55 seconds left to go.
The Bison drop back into their matchup zone out of this token press.
The drive by Perkins leads to a foul. And Perkins will visit the free throw line with 40.9 seconds left to go.
Perkins got downhill. That is the first time we've seen somebody else besides Robinson and Smith get to the basket. Now he's at the line to shoot 2.
A foul picked up by Marcus Dockery. That's his second. Perkins able to get the first.
Perkins is shooting 86% from the free throw line for the year. Played at Sanford School out of Delaware, where Coach used to coach. That is.
Gill is called for carry. I'll tell you what, Gill's lucky he didn't get called for a push-off because he extended his arm there in the process of committing the carry. So it's an either-or there in that case.
Yes, he is lucky right there. They've got the ball back. Still 37 seconds left to go. They can do a 2-for-1 here. Just score real quickly.
Perkins on the drive, and he is fouled. So Perkins will go to the line for a pair of free throws to try to bring this closer.
Again, like I was saying earlier, he played at the Sanford School in Delaware, where Coach Waterman used to coach, but he is just getting to the basket. Coach's son understands the game. He's in at a crucial moment. He understands this time and possession. Coach Waterman has trust in him. Injured last year, only played but 3 games last year. Now he's back in the fold, in the mix, and has been a major contributor for this Hornet team right now as we see him knocking down the free throw.
Perkins started his first game of the season against St. Joe's, gets a pair, and that's the difference a turnover can make. It was a 4-point game. Instead, the turnover committed by Gill, they get the free throws on Delaware State's end to make it a 2-point game at 94-92. Howard has no timeouts left. As Delaware State and Howard trying to find their way to the finish line here in the MEAC Open. 1 timeout remaining for the Hornets. What do you think the coaches are talking about here in the huddle with 33.5 left?
Well, the Hornets just need a stop. They need a stop. 3 seconds. They're going to pressure. They're going to pressure. What the Bison need to do is they've got to meet passes. They've got to meet passes. They can't run away or stay away. They've got to meet passes. So expect the Hornets to be in the passing lane. They're going to get up in that space in reference to defending and guarding the ball. I would expect 2 things. 1, the Hornets space it out, spread it out, and allow their guys to go one-on-one. Or 2, we get a high ball screen and look for the attack and perhaps a pick and roll.
No timeouts for Howard. 1 timeout left for Delaware State. Ahead to Shockley Okeke. Double team. In trouble. Still in trouble. Ball knocked out of bounds. And it'll stay with Howard. But they will take a look at it. This will be reviewed with 27.2 seconds left to go. And this is a trick here for Howard. That's often a spot where you call a timeout. They don't have any.
Yes. Again, I talked about the pressure coming through. If they can get the ball, that's the Hornets. If they can get the ball back, which it looks like they have, they can come down now, spread out this court, and attack the basket, either spreading it out and spacing it out, going one-on-one, or looking for a high ball screen. But this is good defense right here. It looks like it's off the, I'm not sure, the foot there of Okeke. Officials are right on top of it. What do you see, Derek?
It has to be conclusive. I don't know that that's conclusive to overturn the call. We'll see. They'll try to piece this together the best they can to come up with a decision. The play was right in front of us. It was hard to tell because, again, you have to remember there's a lot happening there. You have to swipe through, did the ball go off his foot, and the review favors Delaware State as the officials have just made the call that it will go over to the Hornets. So you were spot on there, partner.
Well, here you go. We've got 24 seconds coming down here. Out of time. 27 seconds in the game. Shot clock is off. 27 seconds in the game. 27.2. So you expect, I don't expect any three-pointers. I just expect them attacking the basket.
20 seconds left. Robinson turns. Robinson in trouble. Defended by Harper. Lost the ball. Harper will peel off, and he gets knocked to the floor with 11.3 seconds left.
Good defense there by the Bison. They were in the passing lane, but more importantly, when that ball became dead, they really defended all of the lanes, passing lanes, as well as their man, where the Hornets could not get the ball, and that forced the turnover. And now you have Harper, who's been perfect from the line, the freshman, coming back to seal the deal.
And this is also, by the way, getting reviewed.
Yeah, that's just Robinson couldn't go anywhere, trying to push it off there, pass the ball out to other teammate there, couldn't get it there to Perkins. And this is getting reviewed to see if he was actually going for the ball. If he's not going for the ball and didn't touch the ball, that could be a flagrant. If that's a flagrant, you have not only the two shots, you get one shot for the flagrant, and then at the same time you get the ball back out. So they're going to see if he was actually going for the ball. If not, that's a flagrant. He was actually going for the ball. If not, that's a flagrant one.
At minimum, free throw opportunities on the way for Blake Harper, who already has 30 points. And it will be deemed a flagrant foul against Munir Newton.
That was the right call to make. It looks like he did not go for the ball, was just trying to grab the offensive guy. You have to make an attempt at the ball. You can't make an attempt at the body, and that's what he did. So the officials are right on top of that with the review. And here you have Blake Harper, the freshman, at the line, who's made all of his free throws this evening.
He adds two more, and so have his teammates. Howard, a perfect night from the line. 23 of 23. So remember, with the flagrant foul, it's a two-shot foul and the ball for Howard into Johnson, and Johnson gets fouled with 9.9 seconds left to go. So that illustrates how costly that play was. So you have the turnover on one end, and then not only do you get the foul, it's a flagrant foul. So that really puts Delaware State in a disadvantageous situation.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate foul because there was a lot of time left in the game. You knew that Howard was not attacking the basket, so the only thing Delaware State had to do is scramble back out to defend, then try to go for the ball and not create the flagrant. But that's easier said than done. Those kids are out there playing. You just got to go for it. So I'm pretty sure if either one of us was out there, we would have probably done the same thing, Derek.
Another one from Johnson. 98-92 with 8 seconds left to go. Smith whipping his way quickly down the floor in to Watson, who is fouled with 3.9 left. The foul will be picked up by Cameron Shockley-Okeke with his fourth foul. Blake Harper, an exceptional performance tonight. 32 points, 10 of 12 from the field.
You know, I like to call players like that, I give them the name Sweet Hoop, because there's not a sweet spot on the floor that they're not scoring from, that is. And Blake Harper was scoring on the inside with the drives, being physical, absorbing contact, scoring through. We saw him shoot and make the threes. At the same time, he was pulling up off the bounce, and he was perfect from the free throw line. So you look good out there, Sweet Hoop Harper. Keep doing what you do.
A sensational beginning to his MEAC run here, to the point where this was a game where they didn't have, obviously, the full complementary options on offense that they typically do. And Howard able to deliver what looks to be a victory here if they can hold on over the next 4.3 seconds as a timeout is called by Delaware State. As Harper, look, we talked about the MEAC Rookie of the Week. He's won that 8 times already. He's one of the best players in the league. I mean, the rookie component, sure, that's a part of it since he's a freshman, but he's one of the best players in this league.
You know, Derek, we can take it even further. He's one of the best players in college basketball. To perform as he's performing, I mean, he has been consistent throughout his early career. They were 5-9 coming into this first season conference game. Going to leave out of here now, 6-9? But he is playing exceptionally well. As I stated earlier, he's got sweet spots all over the floor. You know, we talk about players getting to their comfort, their sweet spot on the floor, there, here, but we've seen him be poised out there as he attacks the basket. We've seen him also make the right decisions with the passes. So just an exceptional player right there that Coach Blakeney has. And even when we were talking to the senior, Bryce Harris, preseason player of the year, he talked about his maturity and growth and just how much he's grown within this last 2-3 months. It hasn't just been basketball skill level, but it's been the maturity IQ as well. And we're seeing that in this phenomenal freshman, Derek, tonight.
Howard's hoping to play some more big games this year, and Harper getting his team off to a good start potentially here in MEAC play. Third time this season that Harper has scored 30 points or more in a game. Gill into Harper, who gets fouled with 3.6 left, and Harper will head right back to the free throw line. Robert Smith very disappointed in how this has closed up here for Delaware State. The Hornets were down by 15 at one point. They were able to march back and tie it up in the second half, but just too much shooting from Howard here tonight.
Derek, this was what they saw last year.
There's never been